We are moving right along and starting day 3 of Goals with Purpose. Let's recap and see what is on the agenda for today. By now, you should have a goal in mind, have identified any barriers to change, and hopefully you started to look at how you can change your mindset in preparation for the flow. And today we're going to take a look at the big picture and break down your long-term goals into smaller goals that are achievable and sustainable. What did you come up with? What is your goal? Most commonly, goals that I hear are weight loss, exercise, improve time management, reduce stress, and more quality time with the family. So these are all long-term goals, and I'm going to give you suggestions how to break them down into smaller goals in order to achieve the outcome. So think of your big goals as the outcome. This is the finish line. Your small goals are milestones or steps that you're going to take in order to reach that outcome. Let's take the example of weight loss. Your goal is to lose 30 pounds. Well, you're not going to lose 30 pounds right away, but let's break that down into a smaller, more realistic goal. If you decrease your caloric intake by 500 calories per day, you will lose 1 to 2 pounds per week. Research shows that losing weight at a slower pace, 1 to 2 pounds per week, results in attainable weight loss goals, and this weight loss goal is sustainable long term. So by breaking down a big goal, 30 pounds, into a smaller goal of losing 1 to 2 pounds per week, you can make this attainable and sustainable. Let's look at exercise. Instead of going to the gym every single day, why don't you start with 2 days per week? Maybe hire a trainer to get you started and get you motivated. As you increase your endurance, increase the number of days you attend the gym until you get to that goal of going to the gym 5 days per week. Improve time management. The first step that I would recommend is create a to-do list. Look at each of those tasks and determine how long it will take you to complete each task. Then set aside time to complete each of those tasks within a specific time period, and do not let anything interfere with your task during that time frame. Reduce stress. Maybe you try meditation techniques. Start with 1 to 3 minutes per day. Your long-term goal may be to meditate 30 minutes per day, but if you start off doing meditation 30 minutes per day, you will realize it is actually quite challenging. It's challenging to do 10 minutes per day. So start small, 1 to 3 minutes per day, and then slowly build up to that 30-minute goal. Quality time with family. My best advice is to limit the amount of screen time. So screen time is television, computers, and that phone. Turn everything off and spend time with the family. Start by including no screen time during dinner. So when you sit down for dinner as a family, turn everything off and engage in conversation. So these are simple ways that you can take a long-term goal and break them down into smaller goals so that you can attain that goal and again, make it long-term. So another strategy to help you to bring your goals to fruition is to use this SMART technique. So SMART means specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time-bound. So specific means your goals should be simple, sensible, and significant. Measurable means that your goals should have meaning. They should be motivating and something that you can measure. Achievable goals are things that you agree to and they are attainable. Realistic goals are reasonable, relevant, resourced, and results-based. Time-bound goals are going to be time-based, so looking at an endpoint or setting a date that you will accomplish those goals. So let's break this down a little bit further. Specific goals should answer, what do I want to accomplish? Why is this goal important? Who is involved? And which resources or limits are involved? So the example I give here for a specific goal is my husband and I will lose 30 pounds by the end of 2018. Weight loss is necessary to lower my cholesterol. I will join a gym and work out 3 days per week and incorporate healthier food options daily. So as you can see, this goal is very specific. If you wrote down a goal that's 1 or 2 words, go to gym, maybe you need to expand it. Make it a little bit more specific so you know exactly what the task is at hand that you need to accomplish. Okay, measurable. A measurable goal should monitor progress and address the following questions. How much, how many, and how will I know when it is accomplished? So again, the example of weight loss. If you want to lose 30 pounds, you can check your progress by determining if you are losing 1 to 2 pounds per week. So the measurable goal is something you can measure. The time spent in the gym, the amount of time spent with your family. Achievable. Your goal also needs to be realistic and attainable in order to be successful. In other words, you should stretch your abilities, but make it possible. So for example, if your goal is to go to the gym, I wouldn't suggest starting off walking into a CrossFit gym. It may seem a little bit daunting and a little bit intimidating. So you are stretching it beyond your ability. So make it possible by going to a gym where you can hire a personal trainer. Get familiar with the weights, get familiar with your body and your body's ability before you go and hit the CrossFit gym. So an achievable goal usually will answer the following questions. How can I accomplish this goal? And how realistic is the goal based on other constraints such as financial factors? So I gave some more examples. Determine if you have the time and financial resources to meet this goal. Do you have the time to go to the gym? Can you afford it? If your goal is to incorporate healthy food options, you may want to ask yourself, hey, do you know how to cook? If you don't, a smaller goal would be to start with taking cooking classes. Ensure that your goal serves a purpose and aligns with other relevant goals. This is extremely important and determines if your goal is realistic. So you are responsible for achieving your goal, and a relevant goal can answer yes to any of these questions. Does it seem worthwhile? Is it the right time? Am I the right person to reach this goal? If you answer no to these questions based on your goal, you might want to reevaluate what your true goal should be. And time-bound. Start with an end date in mind and focus on that deadline so you have a target to work towards. This part of the SMART goal criteria does help to prevent everyday tasks from making, I'm going to start over with that one. This part of the SMART goal criteria helps to prevent everyday tasks from taking priority over your long-term goals. I like to schedule the gym. So for example, if I'm going to be at CrossFit on Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday, I put it on my calendar. And then I'll schedule yoga around the times I go to CrossFit. If it's in my schedule, that means I have made time for it. And if I have made time for it, I have no excuse not to go. So a time-bound goal will usually answer the following questions. When? What can I do 6 months from now? What can I do 6 weeks from now? And what can you do today? So to recap, now that you have established a goal, implement the SMART strategies in order to make sure that your goal is feasible. Revisit any unconscious resistance that you have identified and applied the mind swap strategies to those barriers. And tomorrow, I'm going to give you 7 specific tips to get you motivated so you achieve your goal. And if you want more, leave a comment below. Join me on Facebook to continue the conversation. And together, let's make 2018 the year of health and happiness.